Hello friends, welcome to Coach Academy. So this is a lecture for Plato, and I would request you that before this lecture you can watch my two lectures on Western philosophy and Socrates. So let us start with the Plato. So Plato is known as father of political philosophy. He was master of Aristotle and disciple of Socrates. In fact, the greatest disciple of Socrates. So before we read the moral philosophy or the political philosophy of Plato, let us see the context of Plato and what was the circumstances under which Plato founded his moral philosophy. So Plato belonged to a time when Athens was witnessing maladministration, malgovernance, and there was a mass level of corruption in Athens. And Plato was basically disturbed about this sorry state of affairs, and his prime concern as a political philosopher was how to end this maladministration and how to bring Athens under a perfect state founded on the idea of perfect justice system. So let me repeat, the basic purpose of Plato's philosophy is how to bring Athens under a perfect state, that is perfect justice system. So after analyzing the state of affairs in Athens, Plato concluded that the problem in Athens is not in the Athens in general, but the problem is there in the ruling class. It is the nature of the people who are ruling Athens, and if you want to bring perfect justice system in Athens, then basically we have to change the ruling class. And to give the solution to this sorry stage of affairs, to give solution to maladministration in Athens, Plato gave his famous metallic theory. And according to Plato, we all are born into three types. That means all the human, we can categorize the human beings into three parts. The first types of human are gold class, then we have silver class, and then we have copper class. So gold class people are those class under which there is an appetite of knowledge, and they are more concerned about knowledge, intellect, and wisdom. These kind of people are someone like philosophers. Then we have second category of people, those are called silver class. And when we say silver class, and then in these kind of people there is domination of power and they have lust and hunger for power, that is soldier class. And the third category is copper class, the people who are basically producer class, and they have the crave for wealth and money. So Plato said that there are three types of people: gold class, silver class, and copper class. Now what Plato says that the God has naturally made people so, and so the person who belongs to gold class should rule the country, he is a philosopher, and the person who is in silver class should protect the country, and the people who are in copper class, they should basically get involved in economic activities. And Plato says if any person will jump to another category, then maladministration will come, malgovernance will come. So basically in Athens, the people who are in copper class, they are ruling in place of gold class. So Plato suggests that in Athens, if you want to bring a perfect justice system, a perfect state, then let us make philosopher the king. And he says king should be philosopher and philosopher should be king. And here emerges the concept of philosopher king in Plato. Now what is a philosopher king? If you analyze the study of Plato, then Plato says philosopher king is someone who has ultimate power, who has absolute power, and there is no check on the power of philosopher king. He says it is foolish, it is futile to check the power, the authority of a medical practitioner who is expert in a subject by any kind of medical books. It is foolish. अगर कोई डॉक्टर है जिसने बहुत एक्सपर्टीज से अपनी पढ़ाई की है, तो उसको बुक से ये करना कहीं भी जायज़ नहीं है. That means Plato's philosopher king was having absolute power, and he was not like the leaders which we choose in democracy, but he has philosophy. Now the question is that we have so many people in the country, इतने सारे लोग हैं, then how we are going to choose a philosopher king among so many people? So now comes the education system of Plato, and Plato has given a very comprehensive education system. It's a very comprehensive, and his education system goes throughout the life. What Plato says कि जितने भी एथेंस के बच्चे हैं सबको उठा करके एक पब्लिक स्कूल में हम डालेंगे, और उन सारे बच्चों को लगभग 20 साल तक 20 इयर्स तक कॉमन नॉलेज दिया जाएगा. And at the age of 20 years we will have one examination, we will have some test, and the people who are willing to study after 20 years, they will join these two classes, and the people who are saying कि अब हमें आगे नहीं पढ़ना है 20 साल के बाद, they will be the people who would join this copper class. उसके बाद फिर से एजुकेशन सिस्टम चलेगा और सेकेंड जो टेस्ट होगा हमारा वो होगा लगभग 35 के एज में। 35 के एज में जितने लोगों ने ये कहा कि हमें अभी पढ़ाई नहीं करनी, हम आगे नहीं पढ़ाई कर सकते हैं, दोज पीपल विल बिकम सिल्वर क्लास। एंड 35 की एज के बाद से 55 ईयर्स की एज तक जितने लोग पढ़ने को तैयार होंगे, after the education of 55 years they will become philosopher. Now the question is when we have say multiple philosophers, then what next? So Plato says कि philosopher जो है जिन्होंने 55 साल तक पढ़ाई की है, उनके अंदर इतना नॉलेज है, इतना विजडम है कि उनके अंदर जो है लड़ाई नहीं होगी, that who will be a philosopher king, and they will themselves select a philosopher king to rule. So this is about the philosopher king. Now come to democracy. So obviously Plato was disciple of Socrates and he was against democracy, and Plato believed that we should not go with the popular opinion. सब लोग कुछ कह रहे हैं तो हमें वो कहना नहीं चाहिए, and we should ask question to ourselves rather than going with some popular opinion. And Plato was also very much negative of democracy because of execution of Socrates. Socrates को जिन लोगों ने सजाए मौत दी थी, डेथ पनिशमेंट दिया था, वो डेमोक्रेसी से चुनकर के आए हुए लोग थे, and that is why Plato was basically against this democracy. So let me sum up the idea of Plato. Plato was concerned about maladministration in Athens, how he tried to end that maladministration by this institution of philosopher king, by his theory of metallic theory, and how to get a philosopher king by the theory of education system, and he was against democracy. Hope I am very clear. Thank you.